30th July 2023. So let's begin. So this is the table of contents. So what we are going to be learning about stars today is what is a star, what are the different types of stars, like a few examples on different stars, how are stars formed, what makes a star different from each other, and do stars die? So let's begin. What is a star? Now, a star is a luminous celestial object made up of hot glowing gas held together by its own gravity. Stars are massive, self-sustaining, and they're nuclear and they're kind of nuclear reactors. And they generate a lot of energy through nuclear fusion, which helps them emit light and heat, which makes them visible from vast distance. By vast distances. What are the different types of stars? So as I said, not all stars are the same. Like for few examples of stars are like neutron stars, red dwarfs, red dwarfs, white dwarfs, red giants, super giants, and binary stars. These are just a few examples of different type of stars, but otherwise there are a lot more different type of stars. Possibly most of them we don't even know. How are stars formed? Stars don't form in seconds, minutes, or even hours. It takes them for years to actually form. But how are stars formed? So stars start their lives in molecular clouds made of dust and gas. These molecular clouds are in space. Now, these clouds are also known as nebula or dark nebula. Now, they mostly contain hydrogen and helium along with other different particles. Along with other different particles, these molecular clouds are cold and stable. However, a nearby supernova or a galactic collision makes a shock wave or tremendous amount of energy through the molecular clouds. Now, in the molecular clouds, this energy makes a gravitational disturbance. In the molecular cloud, it makes a gravitational disturbance, which makes the cloud collapse under its own gravity. So because of that, the hydrogen and helium particles come and clump together in between the cloud, increasing the mass in the center of the cloud. The increase of the mass increases the gravitational pull, attracting even more molecules and particles from its surrounding. As more and more particles and molecules collapse, the center of the cloud begins heating up. The heated center or heated core is a protostar. A protostar continues to pull more molecules and gets hotter and hotter until the temperature and the pressure reaches to such an extent that the hydrogen and nuclei begin to fuse with one another, which produces helium and releasing heat, light, and radiation. This process is called nuclear fusion. When this happens, the inward force of gravity is exactly balanced with the outward force of gravity. 1 second. Wait, is my screen stuck?
Yes, Akash. In screen, it is how a stars form.
Oh, no, that's because I've not changed the page here. So, so this other the outward force is created by heat and radiation. These inward and outward forces maintain the balance of the star. Thus, a star is born. So that's how a star is formed, or you could say born. So, but what makes a star different from each other? Now, we just learned how a star is formed. Now, almost all stars use this method. All stars use this method to be created. Stars use this to be created. But what makes a star different from each other? If you guys look at the night sky when there are stars, you might see some are brighter, some are dimmer, some are larger, some are smaller, like that. But that's because they aren't. All of them aren't. All of them aren't identical. So, can somebody stop and marks on the screen?
Ravi, can you start drawing on the screen?
So, stars, how stars are different from each other is because according to their mass, temperature, size, luminosity, like that. So, in the starting, what is a star? We said I told you there's something called luminosity. Now, what is luminosity? Luminosity is like when a star is like the light that the star creates. That's what luminosity. Can somebody please remove that tick from the screen? Tick mark. So it's like the light the star creates. Now, two stars die. Now, yes, all stars die. So all stars die. All stars eventually run out of their hydrogen gas, which is technically their fuel, and die. Because it's like they expand and then they explode. Mostly stars do that. And this is called a supernova. When a supernova happens, like how I said in the beginning, how a stars form, a nearby supernova or galactic collision, galactic collision helps in the star's life. So all stars eventually run out of their hydrogen, and it's called a supernova because they'll explode. And once a star explodes, it kind of becomes into you could call it a radioactive star, or it also is it's like a black hole. We all know what black holes are. It's like they're like these holes inside of space that suck in things. So if you guys do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
So sometimes there won't be, like there won't be any stars. Like sometimes the sky will be clear. So what is the reason for that?
Oh, that's because so if you look at so you're asking why sometimes when it's night, why we can't see stars?
Yes, sometimes there won't be any stars, like any kind of
That I could say is because of so that is because because of the clouds in the sky which don't let us see the stars. As far as technically because of the clouds which doesn't let us see this, which don't let us see the stars.
So why is stars named as stars? Why is the reason? What is the reason? Correct.
Why are stars named stars? That's a really good question. Wait 1 second. Why are stars called stars? So um so I'm not sure why stars called stars. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with stars or a word similar to stars means something in Latin or in Latin or Greek, which that's why stars are called stars. I'm not sure why stars are called stars. It's probably because a word similar to stars in Latin or Greek is what it might mean shining ball or something like that. So
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
So who named a star? Who named it as stars?
Who named it as stars?
Yeah, so there would be a specific person who did. You know.
Uh-huh. Who named stars stars? I'm not sure who named stars stars. Can everybody please stop drawing on the screen? So I'm not sure I'm not sure the particular person who named stars, but it was probably astronomers, who study stars.
Okay.
So by the way, astronomy, the study of stars is called astronomy. Hash Future School, you have a question? I'm not sure who's Hash Future School. Hello?
Raise hand.
Okay, anybody has any more questions?
I have a question.
Enroll.
Uh,
Question.
Kendra had a
Uh,
question. It's in the chat.
It's in the
In
chat
the
box.
chat box. Let me see. Why is it called a supernova? Why is it called supernova? Supernova. Let me just. Could you give me a minute? Can you please stop drawing on the screen? Thank you. Why is it called supernova? Wait, what? Why is it called supernova? Don't you dare call it. Okay. So it's just like I said about why why stars were named stars. It was because of that. So even supernovas are named from Greek and Latin. Because supernova means something like explosion or galactic collision, something like that. That's why do we need stars? Why do we need stars? That's a really good question. So stars. Now, if we did not have stars, that means we did not have the sun, and without the sun, we all are dead. Because without the sun, we all would technically freeze to death. So if there were no stars, technically there were no humans.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is the star means a planet or something?
What?
Is the star means planet or something?
Are you asking are stars planets?
Yeah.
No, stars are not planets because stars aren't planets because stars are technically big balls of fire inside of space. So you can't really call it a stars a planet. Are stars important? Yes, stars are important. I just told why. Could you please stop drawing on the screen?
Wait, I'll just remove it.
You have a question? Yes.
I have.
Oh, does anybody have any more questions?
So can I ask?
Yes, please.
So what is the stars got disappeared?
What? What?
What is the stars got disappeared?
What? What are the stars? What?
What if the stars got disappeared?
What if all the stars disappeared? So, if all the stars disappeared, first we couldn't see anything in when it's night. We cannot see anything, and except for the moon. Otherwise, we can't see anything else. And if stars disappeared, our sun is gone, and because the sun is basically an average star, it's even though the sun is an average star, it is still a star. So that means the sun will disappear as well, and then we will have no heat, and because of no heat, plants will die. The whole
We will
earth
even
will
die
freeze.
because we won't have any energy.
What?
We would even die because we don't have any energy. And we won't
But the
have
sun,
any oxygen.
yes, that's what I said. All the plants might die because of no sunlight, and then we won't have oxygen, and then we get it.
So why is it important? Why is it important?
Why are stars important?
Yes.
What?
Everyone stop drawing on the screen.
Why are stars important?
I just said why, because if there were no stars, there's no sun, we can't see anything in the moon, in the night sky.
So my question is, why is it called? You told if stars die, it would be called something, right?
Supernova.
Yeah. Why is it like that?
1 second. 1 second. Yeah. So wait, you're asking why are stars important?
Yes.
So
Not like that. I asked, why is it called supernova?
why is it called supernova? I already answered the question. It's because inside 1 second, Roya. That it's because supernova is a word that is very it's a similar word to a word in Greek or Latin, which means something related to what a supernova is. So supernova could be called galactic space. It could be called space. It could mean space explosion level. Yes, Roya.
Okay, so what is the use of the stars?
So what is the use of stars? So in the olden days, so in the olden days, when we did not have any compass or any phones to figure out where we right now are, we didn't have any Google Maps or anything like that. So people, when it was night, they used stars to find their way through. And when it was daytime, they used the sun, which is also a star.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Does anyone have any other questions? Looks like there's no questions here.
So thank you. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Hope you learned something new and you enjoyed it. That's my presentation on stars.
Okay. Thank
Who's-
you, Akash, for sharing your valuable insights. So now, everyone can.